that you are, amigos? I'm so glad to see other people. I thought I'd be wandering this place forever.
Well, hi! How did you get in here? There's no way you solved all those puzzles.
Je ne sais pas. It just happened. Un momento, I'm wandering the sewers. Next thing I know, I'm here. I take it that this isn't the local hotspot my guidebook promised it would be.
How curious. So where is it you'd like to go? If you go down these stairs, you can return to the village proper. Just make sure you don't fall into the large hole by the entrance.
Sure. That should be enough information to get me there. But may I ask one more favor? All this talk of stairs has reminded me of a Nazo I know. Answer it for me, por favor.
There we go. Every puzzle has an answer.
You're right. Grazie. Now I'm ready to go back to the village.
What a strange fellow. Professor, do you suppose that man is human?
I believe so. He's an odd one though, isn't he? I've never seen an explorer with such a poor sense of direction. Stranger still is how he entered St. Mystere. I don't think even he knows how he did it. Perhaps his presence yesterday was another reason why Bruno felt compelled to hide the crown. It seems that we're faced with another puzzle outlook.
I meant to ask you, but our run-in with that explorer distracted me. How did Simon, you know?
All in good time, my boy. First, we need to solve this puzzle here. It looks to be quite the challenge. That should do it. Critical thinking is the key to a success. Wonderful! There we are. The door should open now.
Amazing as always, Professor. Now, about Simon. What exactly happened in the mansion? Did Don Paolo really make off with Simon?
I'd say so. This is just my theory, mind you, but I think that Don Paolo followed us into the manor. That's when he met Simon, or came across him, as the case may be. I suspect Simon had already collapsed when Don Paolo found his body sprawled on the floor.
Just like with Ramon. So, maybe Simon had also stopped functioning properly, huh? I guess all the robots break down sooner or later. And when they do, Bruno comes to collect them. Then he fixes them here in the basement of the tower. Oh! Do you suppose the noises from the tower are actually the sounds of Bruno's machines working?
I think you're spot on, Luke. That must be why people began to associate the disappearances with the roaring from the tower. Don't forget that, despite his peculiar appearance, Don Paolo is a scientific genius. Therefore, he probably realized why Simon had stopped moving. If it weren't for the golden apple, Don Paolo likely would have left St. Mystere right then. I'm sure he was eager to take the robot apart and learn how it worked.
And that must be when he decided to disguise himself as Inspector Chelmy, right? That rat made up the whole murder story on the spot!
But that's not the whole mystery. Come, Luke, we must keep moving. I'll explain the rest as we go.
Fancy meeting you here, dearie. How'd you like to try a little puzzle I made up?
How on earth did she get up here?
She must have overtaken us at some point. Funny, I didn't even see the old girl pass us.
Quit whispering amongst yourselves and try out my puzzle already. It's a humdinger.
Luke, here's my answer. Another puzzle solved.
Excellent. Oh yes, that's the answer all right. Well then, I guess I'll be off. Come visit me sometime.
I guess she followed us in here. Just like I thought, there's another puzzle locking this door. It looks really difficult, Professor.
Luke, my boy, haven't you learned by now? No puzzle is without an answer. Now we simply need to find that answer. Here, allow me. Luke, here's my answer. Every puzzle has an answer. That's right! Creativity and persistence, Lo. As long as you have these, no puzzle is beyond your reach.
Professor, I was just thinking. Do you remember that picture we found in Lady Dahlia's room?
The one of the Baron's late wife, Violet, holding a child who appears to be the young Flora? Of course.
That's the one. It's uncanny how much Lady Violet looked like Lady Dahlia. Do you suppose Baron Reinhold's journal entries were talking about Lady Dahlia?
Sharp thinking, my boy. I believe it went something like this.
The craftsmanship of it is simply remarkable. It reminds me of my sweet Violet when she was alive.
That's the one that tipped me off. Professor, do you suppose Lady Dahlia is actually a robot built to resemble Lady Violet?
That's entirely possible. Maybe even probable, given the circumstances. But if so, what a terribly sad story these entries tell. Do you remember what the next entry said?
Flora doesn't like the thing at all. I've seen her run away from it on multiple occasions. Recently, she spends more time playing by dear Violet's grave than anywhere else. I'm sad to say I doubt Flora will ever take to it. I can't blame her, as I've changed its memory. I felt terrible forcing that change on Flora, but I just couldn't bear to see it like that anymore. Violet, there can never be another you. You were my first, my last, and my only.
The Baron arranged for the construction of a robot for Flora that was identical to his late wife. But living with a machine that was so similar to his wife must have been too much for him. Thus, he decided to change the robot's personality, and so Lady Dahlia was created. As she was originally created as a mother figure, she must have gone through a confusing transition.
Professor, do you suppose these robots feel sadness?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure. But I have a feeling that each of these robots has something not unlike a human heart. What do you think?
I hope that they do. Do you suppose we're near the top yet?
Yes, but it seems that we have another puzzle in the way before we get there. There we go. Critical thinking is the key to a success. That's right.
Now we're free to keep climbing. You know, it's very odd how this tower is simply huge, and yet there's almost nothing inside of it.
Yes, quite. Other than Bruno's room in the basement, the whole place is rather bare. Perhaps that is why Bruno's machines make such a racket. This tower is like a giant megaphone.
But why would anyone want to construct such a big, purposeless tower, Professor? It's exhausting to climb this thing.
Ha! Did you ever consider that this tower might have been built for the express purpose of exhausting us? This is just another one of the many trials that have been set out for seekers of the Golden Apple.
Gosh, that makes perfect sense. Maybe that's also why the tower looks so scary on the outside. This floor doesn't appear to have any puzzles set up for us. So, if we climb this spiral staircase, maybe...
We'll reach the top floor. I think you may be right, my boy. Come, let's hurry.
Oh my gosh!
Our view was obscured from the ground, but who would have suspected a charming cottage like this here?
Look! The lights are on, Professor!
It would appear that someone is living here.
Chapter solved.
I just saw a man in work clothes pass here. Could he be the caretaker you seek?
Huh? Professor, do you mean to say that you already figured out the town's location?
Lady Dahlia seems to have given us a test. We'll need to decipher this map in order to find the village.
The older she gets, the more young Miss is catching on to this village's secret.
It's not every day I see a handsome fuck around these parts.
Here sleeps Violet, my one true love.
Reinhold Manor awaits. Make your way to Reinhold Manor on the east side of town.